Reforged. That's a new keyword, boys. Create a random blade fragment still needed to restore the blade. Once you've cast all 3, create Blade of the Exile. I love this. I love this kind of stuff. So, basically you're building this. A slow 3 mana, 2 attack, gives Overwhelm and Quick Attack. It's like... It's equivalent basically to the 3 cost... What is it called? The other Overwhelm card. It's a Lee Sin card, pretty much. But does Lee Sin want to play Noxus? I don't know. This is Lee Sin synergy all over it. Quick Attack is amazing because you don't need Barrier anymore. You can just play this one card in Quick Attack, and you can play Barrier responsively. Overwhelm is really good as well, so you don't even need to get Blade of the Exile. You can OTK with just this. You can like hold it in your hand, just wait for the turn. Glinting Blade Fragment's really good on Lee Sin as well because it gives him enough damage to trade positively with Barrier. So overall, Lee Sin synergy. Wait, what? And it just reforges on top of itself? I guess you don't have to play. This is just a reforge card. Okay. I mean, overall, okay, I can see the Lee Sin synergy. Other than that, they're pretty good combat, semi-open attack tricks, right? You just open with these since there are burst. You just burst and open attack. I guess I can see play. They're not bad. This 2-drop is really good, I think. It gives you a lot of value. Like a 2 mana 3/1 is very good versus Fearsomes. It's a very good stat line, trades well, and it gives you a secondary card to attack with. Yeah, I can see the same play. The 1/2 Squire, I'm not a huge fan of. I think this is kind of weak. I think this is really weak. I think this is the stronger card of the two. Like 1/2 stats just sucks. I've not seen this, by the way.
Break the ties that bind. What conflict awaits? What is broken can be reforged.
Alright, wait, I'm confused for a sec. Oh, it was the 1/2. Okay, never mind. I thought it was the 3/2 for the 3/1 for a second. Yeah, that makes sense. The thighs that blind? Yeah, dude. It's ridiculous.
I sense their power.
They're playing Arena in this deck? That makes no sense, dude.
No turning back now.
Give it Quick Attack now.
Fly to them on broken wings.
And then level up.
Reforged, redeemed.
This will give +4 attacks. There's gonna be a 8 attack unit, right? Yep.
Riven, come face me. I wondered if I'd see you again. Awaken.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a combo, chat. I'm just saying, Riven Nox Ride is not gonna be a thing, chat. It really isn't.
Follow the wind, but watch your back.
Broken wings need no wind to carry them. At last, a way forward.
First things first. What do you want to talk about first? Let's talk about Riven. 3 mana 3/4 to a 3 mana 4/5. I don't think I've ever seen a better body than this on a champion. 3 mana 4/5, chat. I mean, that has to be the best body there is, right? In lore. Great body. 4/5 for 3 is ridiculous. Level up condition. She doesn't have to be on board. She can level up in hand, basically. And the level up condition is not that hard if you have cards that do Reforge. Like, it's not a hard level up condition. She levels up pretty dang easily. So, you can theoretically play her on like mana 4, mana 5 as a 4/5 body for 3. Ridiculous stats. Even if she never levels up, she's a base 3/4, which is already good for 3. Like, people have played the Demacia 3/4 just because of the body. And this body comes with a Reforge, which gives you cards per turn on every attack turn you have. So, really, really good, dude. Really good body. Amazing body when she levels up. Like, this body's good, but this body is amazing. So, yeah, overall, very, very strong stats. Now, what does she do when she levels up? When her powers increase for the first time, each round increase it by twice as much. That's scary because she's in Noxus. What makes this really scary is she is in Noxus, and Noxus runs a very specific card called Might. Might automatically makes her a 10 attack unit. Might makes her do 10 overwhelm damage for 3 mana. Open attack Might, she hits for 10 overwhelm. Okay? Okay? That's crazy. Because you want her to have overwhelm if you're playing her like this. Absolutely insane. She has quick attack condition. Absolutely insane. Now, what's going to be really cool about this? I have a vision for this. I'm going to build this deck. Do you know what my vision is, chat? Do you guys know the current Freljord Overwhelm deck that's been running around? Battle Fury. Now, you guys might say, Grapplr, that's a meme. It's not. You never just play Battle Fury. You save Battle Fury, okay? You save it. How does this work? This is the vision. You open attack with like her and 2 to 3 other units, right? Let's say you open attack. Your opponent has 13 mana, right? To deal with the attack. He has 13 mana, you have combat tricks, he has combat tricks. You have like 2 or 3 overwhelm units. You can use Battle Fury in any of those units. What makes this really scary is the fact that, number one, your opponent has to block Riven. Because if he doesn't block Riven, she can theoretically be a 20 attack unit with 1 Battle Fury. So he has to block Riven over the others, no matter what. Number two, after he blocks Riven, he has to save mana to stop her from hitting 23 overwhelm damage, because Battle Fury plus Might makes her a 23 attack overwhelm unit. So he has to have mana saved up. He can't use battle tricks and go below either Harsh Winds or Vengeance. He has to have at least 6 to 7 mana saved up, unless he's running a 3-cost freeze. So he cannot, for example, Vengeance your Tryndamere on board. He cannot Vengeance your 7/3 overwhelm card. He has to save that mana for her. Okay, guys, I'm aware of Hush. That's why you don't play your Battle Fury until it's the right time, right? Guys, there are counters to everything in the game. Hush, Freeze, there are counters. It depends what you're playing. Let's say you're playing versus SI, for example. You're playing versus Shadow Isles. They can't go below 7 mana. They can never defensively go below 7 mana, or you have the insta-win. They can preemptively Vengeance her, but then you can use Battle Fury in a different unit. Overall, isn't there just kind of a worse Lee Sin? Yes and no. Yes and no. Lee Sin, for example, he can't play Battle Fury. Lee Sin can't play Freljord because there is no Overwhelm mechanic. Lee Sin needs to play either Targon or Noxus for Overwhelm. She's already in Noxus, so she can play any other color. She doesn't have to play Ionia with Lee Sin. She can play different colors. Overall, I think she's really cool. She can play, for example, with Demacia really well. I think her with the 3-cost Demacia landmark is kind of scary, because a lot of times you're not going to draw that, right? And then you have no 3-drops that are very good. But she's a very good 3-drop, just as a body. Amazing body. So you play her on 3, and if you don't play her on 3, you can play her later on. Overall, great unit. In Demacia, she's really good because you have access to scouts, and scouts give her double Reforge. So you can play her definitely with the 4-cost scout. Attacking twice is really strong. Her Reforge can give you the quick attack, which is really good with scouts as well. So I think she can play Demacia, she can play Freljord. I think she fits really well with PNZ as well. Because first of all, PNZ has discard, and Reforge works pretty decently with discard. And secondly, she's a 3-drop, so she can play really well with the Tri-Beam, right? So you can play Riven instead of Ezreal with Draven in Tri-Beam decks. And it's pretty decent. It's pretty dang decent. I could see her working on it. She just fits in a lot of different decks. She's very versatile, and the fact she has an amazing body makes her work in any deck you put her in. Like a 3-4 and 3 is never bad. That's what I think about Riven. Riven's champion spell is, I mean, it's you never main deck it. You never main deck the weapon hilt, I think, but it's still a really good champion spell because it's very versatile. It is versatile. So having access to a combat trick without playing a combat trick in your deck is very, very good. Survival skills, I thought this might have some potential, but Swim kind of convinced me it's going to be memeish. I still think this might fit in some kind of interesting deck that I'm not aware of yet. I think this might see play. Swim says it's a trash card. I'm not so sure. I feel like maybe in some discard archetypes, this will see play. I'm not sure. Maybe in like in a Vi deck or something. I don't know, man. Like Draven, something where you buff one unit really hard and you just need to keep it alive. I'm not sure. Survival skills in Katarina, maybe. There's something out there that I think I might be missing. Because you have to play... Okay, so survival skills has to be played in PNZ. I think there's no way to play it in anything else. Because if you're not playing for the discard synergy, this is a really bad 5-cost card. Allies can't drop below 1 health this round is really, really weak. Because it's not fast, it's a slow card. So it can't be played in response to anything. And if you play it first, you just remove on top of it. So you need it to be discard. And PNZ is the only really good discard region. I guess Draven's okay. But I don't know. Draven wants to play in PNZ anyway. Jinx. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's a PNZ card. This is a PNZ card, and I think there might be something you play it in. I'm just not sure what. Swim says it's unplayable. I think it might see play. Might. I still think it's not a great card, but you never know. I think it has potential to be great. Ruination still kills it. Vengeance still kills it. Like, it's not an immortality card, unfortunately. All right. And the last card, Sharpened Resolve. I think it's good. I think it's a good card just because it's in Noxus. I think more Noxus... Like, Noxus doesn't have many ways to give HP. Noxus doesn't have many ways to protect cards, and that's really cool. Like, plus 2 HP is scary in Noxus. Because Noxus already has good HP on units, and whenever you wanted Noxus to protect stuff, you had to play in different colors just to get those plus 2 HP. The only way Noxus can do it is currently with like the deal 1 damage to one unit, give +2/+2 to another one. So having a different transfusion that doesn't have a requirement to have a second unit on board is kind of scary. So there might be times when this sees play. And it's still a pretty decent card for overwhelm decks. Like 3 damage is nothing to scoff at. He can't be Frostbit with that 1 mana card. Yeah, exactly. So there are reasons to run this. I think it's an okay card, and it might see play in some decks. But like, it's not going to see play in Noxus Demacia because Sharpsight is better. It's not going to see play in like Noxus Freljord because Freljord has better options as well. So it's like, it's going to see play in decks like maybe if there was like a Noxus, let's say Noxus Ionia deck, it would see play maybe. Right? Something like that. But it might see play. Like Mono Noxus might see play. Like if Noxus Allegiance was a thing, it might see play. It's an interesting card. It's pretty decent on Yasuo. Anyway, Lee Sin and Riven deck. I mean, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Exactly. All right. I mean, there's not really much else to say. I think I covered most of the things I wanted to cover here. Those are my thoughts on the cards. I'm staring at her boobs. No, I'm not. Chat, stop it. I'm not. I promise I'm not, chat.